Tony Curtis was a Hollywood icon known for his good looks, charming personality, and versatile acting skills. From his humble beginnings in the Bronx, New York, Curtis rose to fame during the golden age of Hollywood and became one of the most popular actors of his time. He starred in over 140 films and television shows, including classics such as Some Like It Hot, Spartacus, and The Defiant Ones, for which he received an Academy Award nomination. However, despite his success on screen, Curtis's personal life was filled with tragedy, including struggles with addiction, failed marriages, and estrangement from his children. In this tribute to a great man, we will explore the life and sad ending of Tony Curtis, a complex figure whose talent and legacy continue to inspire and captivate audiences to this day. Tony Curtis, born on June 3, 1925 in Manhattan, New York City, was the eldest of three children born to Emanuel Schwartz and Helen. However, his parents had named him Bernard Schwartz. Tony's father, of Hungarian descent, ran a tailor shop to make ends meet. Growing up, Tony faced a difficult childhood. He often complained that his mother would punish him harshly. Unfortunately, his parents' financial constraints led to a difficult decision. One month, they left Tony and his siblings at an orphanage as they couldn't afford to feed them. Thankfully, a good Samaritan from Tony's neighborhood rescued him and got him admitted to an institution named Seward Park High School. It was there that Tony experienced his first acting stint by participating in a school play. The experience sparked his interest in acting, and he soon began to hone his craft. The desire to join the American Navy was inspired in the young man by two movies, Crash Dive and Destination Tokyo. He became a part of the Pacific Submarine Force, a division of the Navy, and served for a brief period. After leaving the Navy, the young man continued his education by enrolling at the City College of New York. He then pursued his passion for acting by joining the New School, where he received guidance from playwright Irwin Piscator to fine-tune his skills. It was during his time as a student that the young man's talent caught the attention of casting director Joyce Selznick. She saw potential in him and felt he could be considered for roles in films. At the age of 23, Tony Curtis was allowed to work with the prestigious film production company Universal Pictures. During his early days with the company, he received training in sports such as horse riding and fencing. Tony's first film role was a blink and miss appearance as a rumba dancer in the 1949 film Criss Cross. Later that same year, he appeared in the film City Across the River, where he was credited as Anthony Curtis. However, it was Tony's portrayal of Sidney Falco in the 1957 film Sweet Smell of Success that established him as a formidable talent in the film industry. In 1958, Tony Curtis starred in the film The Defiant Ones, which turned out to be a major success. His portrayal of Sidney Poulter earned him a nomination for the prestigious Academy Award, cementing his status as a talented actor in Hollywood. The following year, Curtis appeared in the comedy film Some Like It Hot alongside the iconic actress Marilyn Monroe. The film was a critical and commercial success, with Curtis receiving acclaim for his comedic timing and performance. Tony's career continued to soar with his role in the 1960 film Spartacus, directed by the legendary filmmaker Stanley Kubrick. The film is widely regarded as a cinematic masterpiece, and Tony's portrayal of Antoninus is remembered as one of his most memorable performances. The 1960s were especially successful for him, with a string of hit films such as The Outsider, Taras Bulba, Sex and the Single Girl, The Great Race, and The Boston Stranger. Curtis was appreciated for his portrayal of Bob Weston in Sex and the Single Girl, but it was his character, the Great Leslie, in The Great Race that had also earned him praise. The 1970s saw Curtis try his hand at television with the action-adventure series The Persuaders, in which he co-starred with the legendary Hollywood actor Roger Moore. During the rest of the decade, Tony starred in many other films such as The Last Tycoon, London Conspiracy, as well as The Count of Monte Cristo. During the 1980s, his popularity declined, but he managed to grab roles in many other films of the time. Apart from fictional movies, he even worked in a documentary titled The Fantasy Film Worlds of George Pals in 1985. His other prominent works during the 1980s include Where is Parsifal and the German flick titled The Passenger, Welcome to Germany. His last work as an actor was the documentary titled The Jill and Tony Curtis Story, which was released in 2008. Curtis was first married to a yesteryear actress named Janet Leigh, with whom he had two daughters named Jamie Lee Curtis and Kelly. Both of his children later went on to become famous actresses. After divorcing Janet, Tony tied the knot with Christine Kaufman, followed by Leslie Allen, Andrea Savio, Lisa Dutch, and Jill Vandenberg Curtis. In the early 1990s, Tony collaborated with his daughter, Jamie Lee Curtis, to renovate the historic Great Synagogue Monument. In recognition of his contributions to the world of cinema, the University of Nevada, Texas, honored Tony Curtis with a place in their Hall of Fame in 2004. In 2008, Tony Curtis released his memoir, American Prince, a Memoir. In the book, he delves into his tumultuous childhood, shares anecdotes about his initial days in Hollywood, and discusses his relationships with other legendary actors of his time. The book provides readers with a unique insight into the world of cinema, making it a favorite among readers. It gives readers a chance to see beyond the glitz and glamour of Hollywood and understand the struggles that actors go through to make it big in the industry. During the filming of Lepke in 1974, Tony Curtis found himself struggling with a severe cocaine addiction, a time when his popularity had waned and he was being offered fewer film roles. 10 years later, in 1984, he was rushed to the hospital where he decided to seek treatment for his various illnesses at the Betty Ford Clinic. In 1994, Curtis underwent heart bypass surgery after experiencing a heart attack. Unfortunately, on July 8, 2010, the actor suffered an asthma attack during a book signing event in Henderson, Nevada, where he resided. He was rushed to the hospital in Las Vegas, where he was diagnosed with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Tony Curtis passed away on September 29, 2010, at his home in Henderson, Nevada. He died of cardiac arrest. Only a few days before his death, he had met with photographer Andy Gotts for a photo shoot at his home. Curtis had asked Gotts to make him look like an icon just one more time, despite not feeling well. According to his widow, Jill, Curtis had suffered from various lung problems as a result of his smoking, even though he had quit about 30 years earlier. Interestingly, during the 1960s, Curtis had served as the president of the American I Quit Smoking Club. Curtis was interred at Palm Memorial Park Cemetery in Henderson, Nevada on October 4, 2010. Goodbye and rest in peace, Tony Curtis.